Hi guys, welcome to another pick a card. I'm Abby, your psychic strategist, and today we're going to do a pick a card which is a little bit lighter than some of the pick a cards that I usually do, because I thought what we would do this time is what are your unique magical abilities. And what I mean by that is basically what are the natural psychic abilities that you already have, that you're either already tapping into or that you can tap into even more. And then we're going to make it a little bit more specific by working out and how can you use your unique magical abilities right now to enhance what is ever going on in your life currently, whether that is relationship, job, money, life purpose, fitness, health, whatever it might be. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're actually going to do 4 piles. So let's see. Whoa. Okay, that's not spread so well. Oh, fuck it. We'll just make it like creative. Okay, cool. So, are you in pile number 1? Do you feel drawn to that one? Are you in pile number 2? Do you feel drawn to this one? Are you in pile number 3? Do you feel drawn to this one? Or are you in pile number 4? Do you feel drawn to that one? So 1, 2, 3, 4. As always, just go with your first response because it's the one that is the most intuitive before your conscious mind gets involved. If you kind of feel like you get something like, 2 numbers, like say 2 and 4 or whatever, check out both of them and then see which makes most sense for you. Also be mindful that these videos are timeless, so you might want to come back in say 2 months, 3 weeks, whatever it might be, and you might feel called to draw another pile as your psychic abilities move into different areas, because that can totally happen. And remember, I 100% totally believe that we are all psychic. And there's a recent video that I did with my awesome mate who's the psychic witch, which was just basically where we talked about how to enhance your own psychic abilities. So if you'd like to look into that, I'll leave a link below. But other than that, let's get straight onto pile number 1. Okay, so this is for pile number 1. So for everybody that chose this pile as to do with what are your unique magical abilities and how can you currently enhance these now. Okay, so you chose, this is the solar plexus card. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of channeling into all of this. I mean, instantly what I can tell you guys is this is a major psychic center for you. And actually, if you chose this is exactly like me. And funnily enough, also like the psychic witch who I mentioned that I've done that video with the link below. Basically, what I know then is you absolutely have a very much an alien consciousness. That's like a very root core of some of your soul's lineage and ancestry, as it were. And it's kind of like lots of psychics, and me included, can like see and can often feel that so much energy, like a huge cord, comes out of everybody's belly button and like really kind of very much connects them into the cosmos and into all of those kind of things. And actually this is the big place that you're actually downloading information, whether you know it or not, from kind of like the psychic perspective. It's kind of like, I mean, some of you might already feel that you have like a huge amount of energy within your solar plexus. Like maybe this is the place that you really, really feel things. And if you don't really feel things, definitely start tuning into this solar plexus area. If you don't know, this is kind of like in between. It's kind of just a bit above like your belly button. Let me just feel mine. It's probably about 2 inches above your belly button. But for me as a psychic, I kind of see it as that whole abdominal area is kind of where this energy comes from. Also, what I can tell you guys is the solar plexus chakra, my guides told me recently, really has a strong connection with your soul star chakra, which is a gold star above your head, and it's your 9th chakra. This 9th chakra holds all of your highest potential. So like your life purpose, and once you start activating it, it's kind of like a North Star, like the North Star in Pinocchio. When he wishes to be a boy and he wishes upon a star, that your 9th chakra is like that. It's a gold shining star which is always trying to take you to your highest potential. So what I can also tell you with your psychic abilities is that these are like, you absolutely, if you're not already, you are soon to be on your life purpose path. In fact, no, you know what, sorry, my guys are saying all of you that have chosen this are directly already working on your life purpose, and you're along that pathway and along that journey. You already have this chakra, the 9th chakra, gold star above your head, which is already activated. And it's really important that you listen to your gut instincts to do with things. And really bizarrely, my guides is also saying that for people that chose this pile, you're also like really sensitive to nutrition, like really, really sensitive. So actually what you put in your body is really important. And so I'm guessing you're going to be like me, where, you know, if you want to actually start seeing auras if you don't see them, I guarantee if you juice, like do a juice detox, and you start to cleanse the toxins out of your body on a regular basis, you will start to see energy, because you completely have that ability. You categorically have the ability to see colours around people and auras. If you can't see that currently, start just asking your consciousness to just see people walking by and be like, oh, what colour aura do they have? And see if your mind instantly gives you an answer like, oh, it's red with some purple and it's above their head and then below their feet it's green. Just something like that. And over time you'll build it. And then any money, if you start, like I say, literally detoxing your body, specifically through things like juicing and that kind of thing, and just eating really, really clean, you will categorically be able to see auras. It's just one of those abilities that you naturally have. You also have, like I say, going back into this alien consciousness, because it is just so important for you guys, like a lot of you will either already know, or you are connected to kind of like the Pleiades kind of energy. And there's an amazing book to do with that if you want to know more, called The Bringers of the Dawn, and I'll leave a link below. Funnily enough, when I first read that like years and years ago, it was something to do with like, it was like a new moon or it was a full moon or something like that, and I literally couldn't put the book down, and I just had to read it all night, and I could feel all of these like energy tingles and things come up and down my body. And that's one of the other abilities that you will have. You guys have this great ability to absorb information within your environment and download it into your system, almost like a computer drive. So you start to be able to innately understand how to do things on a more complex level, even if you have only been introduced to this information on a small or subtle level. The one caveat with this is you'll really mainly only be able to do this of like downloading information in this kind of format if the resource that you're taking it from is congruent with what it is that they are talking about or the information they are sharing. If you find a pure source like that to do with a topic and it's already linked in with something to do with your highest potential, so you know that ninth star chakra, you'll find that sometimes you'll be able to pick up a book, maybe read even just the contents, right, of the book, as in like chapter 1 is this, chapter 2 is this, and you'll already start to like be pulling in and sucking in all the information from the book. Some of you might find you only have to read a couple of chapters and it's almost like you already now intuitively get and understand what this whole entire book is about. Trust that, go with that. That's something else that you have the ability to do. Now I could carry on forever and ever just on that card, and I'm going to pull more, so let's just see what else we're getting. So also how this is relevant to what is going on with you right now, whatever it is that you're trying to gain more information about, whether it is relationships to enhance your relationships, or for some reason I'm getting things to do with the mother energy that's going on within you, so your primary caregiver that had the most feminine energy, anything that you need to know more to do with that, if you start listening to things on YouTube or reading books to do with it, you'll absolutely be absorbing it super, super fast and super quick, and actually that's going to help you with whatever is currently going off in your life. So I can also tell you that specific to whenever you're tuning into this video, you can use your psychic abilities to further heal the relationship that you have with your primary caregiver that was female. So for example, your mother or your stepmother, or if your sister brought you up, or your grandmother, or whatever it might be. That's something that's categorically available to you right now. Let's just see. Right, let me stop pulling these cards over before I'm just like channeling without getting anywhere. Also, obviously at the end we'll do a wild card, so you can absolutely start tapping into your psychic resources even more. Also, what my guys are saying to me is, you guys as well that have chosen this pile, in the same way that I said you're really sensitive to do with nutrition and stuff like that, so what you put in your body actually has a big impact on you seeing energy. It will also have an impact on how clear your dreams are, and you guys will also be able to tap really easily into dream time as well, that I'm feeling. So you can use your dreams to give you way more information. Obviously, I'm sure you guys... And actually in the video that I did with Astrid, the psychic witch, we actually talk about dreams and how you can go about using them, so you might want to check that out. But one of the really cool things that even one of my mates just said to me today, in fact, is, oh, it's a really good idea sometimes to just ask your consciousness at night, or please give me a dream to give me more information about what's currently going on. And the more fine-tuned you get with your own psychic resource that's coming through this amazing, huge solar energy field that you have, and the more that you'll start to get really specific, really detailed dreams. And sorry, then the other thing that also my guides are saying, don't forget this, God, there's so much for you guys. There's just like so much, like super powerful, like huge amount of power is what you have in your core from like your psychic resources. In the same way that food is going to make you really sensitive, and so you can see auras and you'll be good at dreams and stuff like that, or all of these things will enhance when you're eating better and putting less toxins in your body. The other thing is, you guys are super sensitive to pick up energy from your environment and people around you. So you know what, having almost like what I call a psychic hygiene protocol to do with your energy fields on a daily or weekly basis is going to be super, super important. And that's just a case of clearing out your energy field, whether you just do it, visualize it through some kind of meditation, or also visualizing putting in very specific energetic, I want to call them structures, not boundaries, because it's not always so much about keeping stuff out, but it's about creating like a really precise, exact architecture with your energetic fields, which is most going to enhance and facilitate whatever is currently going off in your life. And I say like structured architecture because it's something that you will want to change and adapt as you get into different situations and different scenarios. So that's something that you guys have available to you. And my guys are flashing up a book that's like called something like Energetic Boundaries by Cindy Dale, I think it is. I'll leave a link for that below because that might be something you find useful. Anyway, let's start turning over some cards, see what additional information we get. Also, sorry as well, my guides are saying that whatever you're currently thinking is your current situation, it is really important to have a look at what you are absorbing and what you are admitting to do with the relationship dynamic, to do with the life purpose, to do with the job, to do with the career, whatever it might be. And you need to have a look at making a bit of a change on that. You're absorbing some things which are in some ways pulling you back a little bit, and you're omitting some things which actually are kind of like old stories and like sort of old belief systems to do with something. So that's something where you can start to almost like change that architectural structure within your energy fields. So have a play with that. So now we also get the card Unity. Nice. Grandmother Moon. You see, what was I saying about the mother energy? I knew there was something to do with the mother energy, and obviously you can really start healing that currently with whatever's going off through using your psychic abilities and self-focus. Oh, full moon. Grandmother Moon and full moon. This is like super feminine energy. Again, that's really sort of reinforcing what I was saying about now is a good time with what. So basically this, let me make this more specific. If you're looking at to do with a relationship, life purpose, job, money, health, wealth, fitness, whatever it is, definitely your relationship with your primary caregiver that had the feminine energy, it's really important that you address that and you have a look at integrating more of that currently to help you enhance whatever it is that you're trying to create, okay? That's really important because as well for me, I already pulled that through on the channeling and my guides were quite specific with that and I almost didn't say it, but they were like, no, you need to say it. And then the fact is we've then got a like almost like from your psychic gift all the way down in a straight line, grandmother moon and full moon. And for all you guys that understand about the energy, moon is categorically a feminine energy quality. So this is really, really important. Let's see what we have here. We have 5 of Pentacles. We have the Tower card. I love this Tower card. It's so interesting. And for me as well, this Tower card is very much more of a puzzle, but actually also with what we're talking about, it reminds me of architecture again. So you know when I said to you about obviously sculpting your own architecture with your own energy fields, again this just makes me think it's super, super important. And what my guides are saying is because now is a really important time to use your psychic abilities that we've obviously talked about to look at healing or integrating something to do with the feminine energy that's in your lineage there's something about having healthy boundaries which is really important. And I would go as far as to say that many of you actually, you've got to remember the solar plexus comes, like we talked about, that umbilicus area. And because you're actually downloading so much psychic abilities in many different ways through almost like this unseen umbilical cord that you have going into your belly button, it is currently being... you guys are also currently taking down, like receiving downloads that are not just for you, but are also for this, like the females in your lineage, like say your mom, your sister, your grandmother, whatever it might be. Some of that is very, very useful for you, and actually some of it is not, okay? Because some of it is some of their limiting beliefs or some of their like soul contracts, and you just need to be really, really careful that you are not absorbing, because you've got this huge energy field which is very powerful. Because also you guys, the reason why you have such a potent energy field is because it is really quite big. So humans all have different types of auras, or the different size of their auras, and you guys have a particularly large, let's say, radius of an energy field, which means that you can... One of like your psychic or your magical abilities, which isn't just psychic, it's very physical and practical, is that actually you really draw people into you. You really magnetize people into you, and people are very much drawn to you and very like want to be around you, want to hear what you're saying, kind of like you're like this kind of like bright burning firelight, and so loads of other people become like those fireflies that just get drawn to your light. And that isn't just one of your unique magical abilities on a psychic level, it actually is like a very, very practical thing. So you guys have this innate ability to be very charismatic, and that's something that if you don't feel that you have it, realise that you do have it. If you do realise that you do have it, start to utilise that in a way that's full of integrity to do with whatever it is that you're trying to create. Whether it's like we say the relationship, business, health, wealth, whatever it is. If you need some additional information, or you need some support from specific people, or even people you don't even know, you guys have the unique magical ability to sit in meditation and visualize drawing these souls and these people to you, okay? Which is a super cool thing. But then again, this is why your energy boundaries, it's such an important thing. It's such an important thing. Right, let's get on to here what we have. We have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Nine of Cups. Wow, so let's see. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so another one of the unique magical abilities that you have on both the psychic and a practical level is you have this ability, and it's actually all of these cards together. Whoop! It's flying off. You have this really cool ability to, once you've worked on, let's say, your energy boundaries, and you get much better with boundaries on the whole, not just from saying yes and no, but just from realising when you're absorbing somebody else's energy, like we discussed from this mother energy, when you're absorbing energy that's for you, or when you're just really, it's not so much like you're absorbing energy from somebody else. That would be kind of like the more... naive way of thinking about it. The more mastery way of thinking about it was actually you're able to tap into anybody's energy field and understand what's going on with them and understand how they're feeling, how they're thinking. You have this ability. However, until you start really working with your boundaries even more, and I really do think this is the self-focus with this Tower card, which we talked as understanding how to create really intricate structures and programmings in your energy field and in your life, until you're able to do that, there's a good chance that sometimes you will be absorbing other people's feelings, emotions, anxiety, and if you can't differentiate that between yours and something outside of you, ultimately you can end up taking on board those characteristics, like suddenly feeling anxious and you have no idea why. That's one of the prime ways of you understanding on a very practical level that you're absorbing, or you are literally feeling into or absorbing somebody else's energy field that is feeling anxiety. So it's not actually your anxiety, it's theirs. And actually I do have I have a post on Instagram that I put about this recently, so I'll leave a link for that below. And I also have a video on my See It Like a Psychic video about the energy boundaries to do with this, because you might find it really useful. Because yeah, it is really important that you really start to, anytime that you start to pop into your mind, wait a minute, is this me or is this somebody else's energy? Even if you're completely by yourself, I mean, you've been by yourself all day, just start to become really aware of like what you feel like and what is yours and what is something else outside of you, which I actually see as the unity card, because that's where we're all and all of us are connected. And obviously the beauty of this, the real beauty of this is, like I say, you can tap into anyone, anything, understand how they're feeling and stuff like that. However, until you refine that ability, and I feel like a lot of you are on that pathway, you will sometimes be very much like this person here, trotting on all these schools. It's kind of like you're walking into sometimes lots of other people's pain and suffering, and you're not even realising that then it's coming into your energy field and it's starting to affect you and making you feel a certain way. And this is why the boundaries is so, so key. But like I say, the boundaries, having this ability that you do, which is this huge kind of like solar energy around you, it's super, super powerful. It's so great at drawing people to you, at being an amazing manifester. That's something you absolutely like can do. But also because you have this real ability to draw things to you, you do almost have to start to become that little bit mindful about what you are attracting to you, depending on how you're thinking, how you're feeling and things like that. It's totally fine to be having like bad days and not feeling good, but just work with your boundaries. And if you watch that YouTube video, you get an idea of how you can be flexible with boundaries. Really, a boundary is just anything that you visualize around you, and it can be with a certain color, it can be shapes in it, and you just tell that boundary what it lets in and what it does not let in. And it really is as simple as that. And that really is something for you guys to play about with. And I think you'll find it really enhances your life in so many different ways, particularly to do with whatever is currently going on with you. I just want to have a look at this line here. It's intriguing me. Just give me a second while I tap into this. Oh, it's really cool. It's like, what I'm also just really feeling is that when you really, and it won't necessarily take very long, but really start being conscious with this huge energy field that you do have, with your ability to be so masterful with your energetic fields and your energetic boundaries, you know what, you're really going to start to draw people to you that, wait, it's coming, just 1 second, because it's quite specific. People to you that can show you very different ways of behaving and believing and thinking about things, but they'll do it in such a way so it doesn't feel like they're forcing things into your energy field, and it won't make you feel like pulling away. You'll suddenly be able to be around so many different people with so many different ideas, and sometimes completely different to you, and sometimes so different to you that the old you would have completely not even gone anywhere near that person. But now, because you really get your boundaries and you have great boundaries, you're able to really connect with many people in many different ways. And what I'm getting is your mind becomes many minds, and that massively enhances everything that you create, and your potency as a manifester with this solar plexus energy is going to go up tenfold. And actually that's a mantra for you guys to be thinking about with whatever is currently going off. You want to literally have it as this is, my mind is many minds. And that's going to enhance everything that you do. It's going to change who comes into your reality. It's going to change how quickly you heal. It's going to change whatever is going off with the mother energy that I've like picked up on already. And if you would like a more in-depth reading to do with that, then obviously just email me, because that will be different for everybody to do with this feminine mother energy. But it's just going to absolutely change everything. And you know what? It's going to bring in so many different like experiences. And I just think that all of them are just going to fill up your cup, so that your heart space and basically your emotional fulfillment in life But it really is, first of all, it's one of those things where the more that you get awareness of your own energetic boundaries, the more that you'll be able to connect in with anyone, anything, and actually be able to create incredible relationships, which really enhance your relationships, your business, your money, your health, your wealth, your fitness, everything. And everything will happen so much quicker. And this is literally the unique magical abilities that you have, and it's friggin' pimping. I totally, utterly love it. It's cool. I hope all the rest are as good as this. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to choose a wild card, which is just for you to interpret. Just take on board with everything else we've said, and then I'll be quiet for a bit while you look at it. So let's see what you get. So you get Star Ancestor. That's what it's saying about the alien consciousness you guys have. Follow the voice of your soul. So if you need to, you can pause the video even longer. But anyway, I hope that was useful for you. You have some seriously potent energy and with some really strong magical abilities that translate themselves not only on a psychic level but also very much into a very physical, tangible, physical reality, and it will give you so much leverage. So definitely experiment with that. I'll try and make sure I leave the links for everything below that was discussed so you can get more information. I do think obviously that thing about Palladian energy, it just gets reinforced here, and I was saying about this alien consciousness, so I think that's something for you guys to look at. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below about anything, and I look forward to seeing you on more of my videos. You can also find me on Instagram on Abigail Grace 2311. I post so many psychic things there, and also my other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic. I'm just in the process of doing a website, so just email me on this email if you would like a reading or anything at all like that. But other than that, just enjoy all of these amazing things that you have. So like we talked about, you've got a huge aura, you're amazing at attracting things into your life, you have amazing ability to really program your energetic boundaries, and that's really important. There's a great opportunity for you to heal more things to do with your female lineage, which is only going to improve your ability to give and receive, share and grow, which will be amazing in any area of whatever your life is. You have this great ability ultimately to connect into anyone and anything, and basically your mind becomes every mind. You have the ability to tap into how anybody is feeling or thinking, and just knowing anything to do with that. And I can't remember all the other amazing things we said, but you have shitloads, so enjoy. See you in the next video. Bye. Hi guys, so this is everybody that chose pile number 2 is holding the message for what your unique magical abilities are. And let's just see what we get first off from this card. So, self-mastery with the diamond. Okay, so number one, what I can tell you is you have a diamond consciousness, which is wicked, which means that a lot of your magical abilities on both a psychic level and a very physical, tangible earth level come from blending both your feminine energy and your masculine energy. So what I mean by that is very much using your logical mind and your abstract, intuitive, psychic mind, and basically blending these two ways of thinking and being together to come up with a whole new, unique way of doing something. And that is just awesome. I love that. I'm also seeing that you have okay, so you have a really, really strong energetic signal that comes out of the space just between your heart chakra and your solar plexus, and it's kind of like these two energies blend together, really, really powerful, but they're also really, really harmonized. So some of your unique magical abilities come from the fact that you can tap into your heart energy at the same time as tapping into your solar plexus energy, so kind of like the will but also the love. And you have the ability to, I'm seeing that you have the ability to be super compassionate And because of that, so many people ultimately feel deeply connected to you. And because they ultimately feel deeply connected to you, you're kind of like, you have this Leo archetype vibe about you. And I'll leave a link for this below from I See It Like a Psychic channel, because it will explain more of this. So I'll only do it briefly. But essentially, you have this amazing energy field around you, which is kind of like, it's super, super glowing, and like, it's fun and it's playful, but it's just kind of like the Power One also had this thing about being magnetic, but you're magnetic in a different sort of way, because it also very much comes from a heart space as well. So like a very, very human space, whereas Power Number One was very much an alien consciousness. You have like a very like earth consciousness, and like if you think about earth, it looks like the water, and then obviously it's got the earth, and then it's got like fire, and it's got air, and it's got all of these things blended together. And you're very much like a magician in that way. You have an easy ability to tap into many different facets of yourself and of life, but blend them together and come up with a whole new way of creating or doing something. And that is like one of your super powerful abilities. And I do believe that in meditation, you guys actually, your psychic center does very much as well come from your it's interesting, right? It doesn't come from your third chakra, but there's this, not your third chakra, sorry, your sixth chakra, so like your third eye. It comes from the back of your head near your third eye, where there's kind of like a diamond shape like this. So if you were to put your hands like that on the back of your scalp, that's where a lot of your energy comes in and comes out from on a like psychic consciousness level. And so there's also something quite feminine about your energy, and that must be also what's coming through with your heart chakra. So whatever it is that you're trying to create in your life currently, whether it's relationship, business, money, health, wealth, fitness, whatever it is, I do believe you need to always check in and make sure that you've got like your heart chakra looks really nice and vibrant, like emerald green is what I'm seeing for you guys. It's like a really real emerald green actually. And then like literally your solar plexus is literally like gold. So almost you kind of look like, the way I describe it on an energy field, like it's kind of like if you imagine like a ring that was gold with this massive emerald on top. It's kind of like you got those kind of energies that are going round. But literally your psychic energy comes from the back of your head in like a diamond energy like this. And if you guys haven't already, you will find that if you have Reiki, either have it done to you or get attuned to Reiki, it's going to open up so many of your psychic abilities even more. My guides are saying that you'll get past life information, you'll get future life information. Essentially, you'll have this ability to tap into many, many different timelines within your present. So essentially, you guys are already or will soon become super multidimensional with how you can use your energy and your consciousness and your psychic abilities. If you don't already, what you can do is, if you're not creating something or something's not going quite how you want, my guides are saying that whenever you click onto this video, you want to look at going into your past and seeing what happened, which is stopping you to do with what you're creating, but then also going into a future life. So not further on in this lifetime, but into a much further future lifetime, and see where you're at to do with whatever this theme is. So if it's relationship, you would go to the past life where it most showed you the most wounding to do with whatever relationship dynamic you're in. Then after you've done that, you would then leave it a few days or however long you need to let it integrate, and then you would in meditation go into the future life with the intention to see the future life where you have most like boshed and owned relationships, and then this will allow you to integrate both the past and the future into your now, and it will create a whole new vibration around you. That's kind of like the way that I'm seeing that how you can most work. And I don't know if you can see, this is like here, look, the triangle there, and the star there. This is like you bring in the past and the future all together in your future time, on your present timeline now. So essentially, you guys are time travelers. That is your magical ability, but you can use it in that very practical way that I've just described to gain information and insight, which will ultimately change your vibration in your present, which starts changing how everything is working. And like I said, I'm really, really getting that for whatever reason, you guys can access so much with Reiki, either having it done to you or getting Reiki attuned. That's like really, really key. And I love this real blending of like masculine and feminine energy. Sorry, wait, because I'm just feeling into it and I'm getting so much stuff. 1 minute. I'm just getting that you go counting down as well to Earth. Even though you are like a very human kind of type of energy, you've really come down to change the way that people view how time works. So you guys also might want to check out one of my videos that I did on like the masculine perspective of how time works, which is how it works in spirals and lineage, or like spirals that turn around. But then also you can also access the feminine part of how time works, which is literally what I just talked about going back and forth into your future and your present to kind of check out how things work. And then you can use all this information to make a very new it's like I keep getting, my guys keep saying you've got like a real Libra archetype energy to do with your psychic resources, blending your masculine and feminine together and using two different perspectives and pulling all of the best bits together to then make the best decisions to go forward. So I'll also leave the video there for the Leo highest potential archetype, because I do believe we'll get more insight about what you're capable of doing. But now let me just pull out some more cards before I just channel forever. Whoa, let's take those. Oh cool, I really like this. Every pile seems to want to come out in like different kind of shapes, which is cool. It just kind of tells you even more. One thing my guys are just saying, that along with like this real ability you have to like really kind of work with time and work with different perspectives to change your reality, just make sure that you're not too hard on yourself in whatever aspect of life that might be. Because you have this really brilliant mind, but you're also have a huge heart too, and just make sure you're kind to yourself is what my guides are saying. For you to access even more of your magical abilities, it's about being kind to yourself, compassionate, and having non-judgmental approach, particularly when you go off into past lives where maybe things are a little bit more intense. Let's say you want to try and get that really kind of being able to have a really, really neutral mind, which I do actually think is part of your unique magical ability, this ability to have like a really calm, peaceful, neutral mind. And this is also why I feel like meditation is a space that you gain so much from. And I think that you should totally trust whatever you get in meditation. But I do think as well it's really important, if you go into meditation you feel a bit like unsettled or whatever, still meditate, because that's awesome, because it will calm all of your biology down, which will then also calm all your energy fields down. But the times when you're going to most receive the most potent valuable information is when you go into meditation and you're already calm and you're already neutral, because it's almost like then you kind of hit this 0 point here, and when you find that 0 point of total balance within you, that's when all this information starts to come in, and it comes in from the earth and it also comes in from the cosmos. I mean, it's friggin' awesome, guys. You have this, I love it. I can see it so strongly. It's awesome. And it's like you have a really powerful Taurus field, so the energy that comes out of your heart. Right, let's see. Right, and also, obviously, at the end, we'll pull a card just for you to interpret, to use your psychic resources. No way, pile 1 also had this, Grandmother Moon. No way. They also had Unity. I mean, guys, definitely check out pile number 1. Like I say, like yours feels a very like human consciousness. Theirs was more of an alien consciousness, but there's a good chance that some of you are kind of like hybrids of the both, which is super cool. Let's see what's going on here. So then we have Primal Flower Essence. Nice. And then we have Goddess Butterfly. Ooh, really like that. Let's see what we have here. We have the Chariot. Here we have 5 of Cups. And here we have Knight of Swords. So just give me a minute to feel into all of this. Okay, so what I'm really getting that is also differentiates this from pile number 1 as well. Although you have this thing to do with feminine energy again, because we've got the Grandmother Moon, the Primal Flower Essence, and we've also got the Goddess Butterfly. With you guys, particularly with these cards here, it's very much about, and actually here, I don't know if you can see it, don't know if you can see this, but you've got a triangle pointing upwards and a triangle pointing downwards, which once again is that blending of masculine and feminine energy. Really where a lot of your psychic magical abilities comes from is when you're really tapping into your own creativity. That's really, really important. Now, creativity can be anything. It can be like very like literal, like painting, music, dancing, whatever it is, but it could also more be like you creatively problem solve, or you come up with great ideas for businesses, or you have great ideas to do with communicating or stories or solving mathematical problems. Whatever the hell it is that you do, the more creative you are within your field of expertise, the more you will open up this huge center at the back of your head, this diamond, where you download information from the cosmos. And in this kind of way, you're very much like a Nikola Tesla type of energy, where once you're doing something which you totally love, and you are not being like refined by any of society's rules or the company's laws or whatever the hell somebody says you should be doing, once you dissolve all of those boundaries and beliefs about what's right or wrong within your industry, the more you'll start to download these almost like eureka genius ideas to do with your industry. So whether, for example, you could even be a YouTuber or whatever it might be, you'll come up with the best idea for content, or how to do a certain thumbnail in a certain way. Or you might even be an inventor that's got really good ideas about how to change things to do with the structures of housing or like heating, or I mean, whatever it is. Even if most people would say that's not a creative job, I know you guys are so creative. And it's when you actually start to allow yourself to think outside of the box that you will tap into this magical, unique ability you have to, like I say, almost like tap into that Nikola Tesla energy of really seeing things from a completely unique, like otherworldly level. But the beauty of you guys is you also have this great ability to seriously ground it into reality and make it very practical. So it actually makes me feel that a lot of you guys that have picked this pile, in some ways you're going to have like a very kind of more practical way of seeing life and seeing the world, which is amazing. It's that you've got this just amazing kind of harmony and blend with things. But like I say then, this is why it's going to be so important that you've got other areas of your life balanced. You guys don't really want to go from one extreme to the other. Like pile one, the cleaner that they act, the better their psychic abilities are. With you, it's more like you've got to be balanced with yourself. Yes, eat clean, but also enjoy some things. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want a bit of a cake or whatever, like just be balanced. Because whenever you flick too far to one extreme, at some point you'll get a reaction and then you'll flick straight over to the other extreme. And like that's just something that you don't want to do. Because when that happens, you go into this 5 of Cups energy, which is basically almost like overthinking, but it's overthinking in a way which makes your whole energy feel like a psychic would feel it as kind of like heavy but a little bit sad. And you just, obviously that's not the best place to be in ideally, so you really just want to make sure that you just keep everything balanced, which is great guys, because you don't have to be too hardcore one way or the other to really be able to access these abilities that you really have. So like I say, whatever's currently going off in your life, whether you're thinking about life purpose, relationship, whatever, just know that number one, the more balanced you are, not going from one extreme to the other in other areas of your life, the more your psychic abilities and the more that you'll be able to get insights about how to move forward will come through. But at the same time, the more that you open yourself up to thinking outside of the box and being super creative, even if you are, I don't know, an engineer or whatever, every single thing a human being does on this planet is creative, like categorically. And the more you tap into that energy, the more you're going to download insanely crazy things. As well, like with the Chariot, with the Chariot, it's really interesting. I actually feel like on a soul level, there's quite a lot of souls that are waiting for you to make your next move. And that's like really specific. And I know it's a little bit abstract, but once you really start tapping into this kind of ability that you have that we've talked about, and you really find the balance and harmony within you, I think you're going to find that a lot of people are going to be drawn to you. And it's kind of interesting because once again, pile one had something quite similar, only it just feels slightly different. So you really might want to listen to them, because then you might be able to feel the subtleties of how you need to focus a little bit more. But yeah, just by you being almost like more balanced and harmonized, but still super open and thinking outside of the box, like enjoying the creativity of everyday living, but also having this really balanced like heart and solar plexus. And so also really being open to people that have a more masculine energy and people that have a more feminine energy frequency, because obviously I don't want to go to genders, because obviously I feel like lots of us are beyond thinking of things as genders, but you know, just people that have got that dominant masculine energy and that dominant feminine energy, you'll bring a lot of them to you, and then the idea is that you're supposed to blend both perspectives from both the feminine and the masculine to come up with these new ways of going about and doing things. So really, I love it. It is awesome. And I do feel as well for you guys, if you want to look at doing Reiki, or particularly getting your meditation mind where it can open you up in a clear, grounded way, I do feel there's something about the moon cycles which is super important. So I don't know if some of you, if you were to look at your birth chart, you'll realise that you might have even been born on something like a full moon or a new moon, or whatever moon cycle you were closest to being born on. There's something really powerful. Also, my guides are saying that whenever you guys are looking at this reading, there's something about your progressed moon. So that's in your progressed birth chart, so you might want to Google about that. There's something about where your progressed moon is currently at that is also highly significant to what's going off in your life right now. I'll leave a little link that gives descriptions about progressed moons, and then obviously you can take it from there if you feel called to. But something about that is really potent and powerful. But definitely you meditating on any of the significant moon cycles, and you might even find it's these ones here, you know, the ones where it's half and half, because that's almost like an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy. Check out when they next are and specifically meditate, because you'll get some great insight about whatever it is that you need to know about. And because it's almost like it's interesting, a bit like Power 1, your mind can be many people's minds, whereas Power 1 needed to do that by almost like feeling comfortable enough with their own energy fields and boundaries to go into very different places and spaces with people that they wouldn't usually. Yours is more like your mind can be many minds, because you can hold space for equally opposing opinions, and by holding space you're able to absorb all the useful parts from each like opposing opinion, at the same time as just letting go of any of the opposing ideas which are not useful for you. There's something about that is really, really useful, and it really taps into your own unique psychic magical abilities. But please definitely try this thing on the back of your head when you are doing some meditating. It can feel lovely, and there's something really powerful for that for you guys as well. And you know what? This, for some reason, when I see this card here, the Knight of Swords, in this actual pattern, I always think it's about getting something off your chest. So just very specifically to do with whatever thing that is currently going off in your life, you need to say something to somebody and say it, because it's going to go down well, is what I'm feeling. And that's just really, really specific to do with that. But I always feel this is such a specific Knight of Swords. So you just need to get something off your chest. There's quite a cool, like, almost like shamanic type meditation you can do. Let me just very quickly tell you what it is. If you go, you would close your eyes, and then you want to go into like a place where you feel safe. Doesn't matter where that is. It could be in a house, it could be in nature, it could be on a planet, whatever. And then what you just want to do is you want to visualize whoever it is that you know you need to say this thing to, like call them in and see their soul come in next to yours, and then just say whatever it is that you need to say to them. Once you've said everything that you need to, make sure your heart chakra is open, because remember that's really important for you guys. Make sure your heart chakra and your solar plexus energy is open, clean and clear when you're saying it to these people, and then allow their soul to say anything back, and you'll intuitively feel what it is that they're wanting to say. Because actually I think you guys will start to learn as well, with this ability to be very balanced and harmonized and peaceful, that sometimes you don't even need to physically say something to somebody. You can purely do it in a meditative space, and it can have huge ripple effects. So that's completely what I see for you guys, as long as well with that huge ability to kind of have that time travel aspect, which I love. So now let's just pull a card for you guys to see. Whoa, Well, fine, you get 2, so we'll give you 2. So this is the information for you just to put on top of everything else here. I'll put the cards down and then I'll give you silence so you can do them yourself. So here we have the drum, dream your journey. And we also have air guardian, shift your perspective. Air again, it's that real Libra thing of balance. Anyway, I'll leave those for you. So you can pause this video if you want a little bit more time for that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Just to briefly go through, so you have this unique ability to be able to time travel, go into your past lives, future lives. You're very multidimensional and you can use that information to change your vibration now. You have a great ability to work with Reiki energy, either to become attuned to it or to have Reiki healing sessions to help give you leverage with whatever is currently going off in your life. You have this psychic center of a diamond at the back of your head where you kind of take in a lot of information when you're in meditation or whatever you're doing. Whenever you use creativity in any area of your life, you will open up this psychic center even more and you'll start to channel energy from cosmic consciousness, very much like a Nicholas Tesla kind of energy. You have this great ability to be balanced and harmonized. You have a real balance and blend with your masculine and feminine energy. Your heart chakra is really important. Your solar plexus energy is really important, and it's important to have these two really balanced together. And I can't remember, there were so many things, but just go back over the video if you need to. But yeah, I hope you like that. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments below of anything at all that you want about to do with the reading, or if there's any specific pick a card you would like me to do. I also have an Instagram account, Abigail Grace 2311. I post lots of psychic stuff there. I also have the other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic, and I'll leave the links to those videos that I thought could enhance this reading for you. And if you'd like a private reading with me, I'm just doing my website at the moment, so just email me on this address and then we can sort out a reading for you. But other than that, totally enjoy experimenting even more with your unique magical abilities. Cool, I love it. I really love the drum. Drum for me as well is super multi-dimensional, because like the shamans use the drum to kind of like drum into different realities. So that just really further enhances that for me. But anyway, cool. I'm going to leave you and hopefully see you in another reading. Bye. Hi guys, so if you chose message pile number 3, this is your unique magical abilities. So let's just see what we get here. So you have the soul star chakra. Oh, it's so interesting because I mentioned the soul star chakra actually came up in pile number 1 as well, so there might be something in there for you too. But very much, so really your unique magical ability is really when you listen to yourself and you trust yourself, you will always know what to do next, okay? And you know what to do next, and you know whether to trust people, and you know what's the next best thing you should do, and it just everything about you when you are in alignment and you're trusting yourself, like you just always know exactly what to do, and you have the ability to be hugely successful in anything that you are doing because you have such a powerful soul star chakra. So the soul star that's a mouthful. The soul star chakra is the 9th chakra above your head, and it looks like a gold star, okay? I'm not actually sure why this card's done it as silver, because it literally looks like a gold star. And it's very much like, if you guys have ever seen Pinocchio, when he wishes upon a star to be a boy, it's like that North Star. It's the point of your soul which is always guiding you to your highest potential, because this chakra holds everything to do with your life purpose and your highest potential, like every single thing, from relationships to why you're here on earth to, I mean, just every aspect of your being. And this is where a huge part of your unique magical abilities comes from, when you can tap into this super massive, because for you guys it's super massive, powerfully turned on soul star chakra, this gold star above your head. So like I say, one of your magical abilities is to, when you trust yourself, always intuitively know what to do next. Whether things are going wrong, whether things are going right, you actually, when you trust yourself, you always get it right. You always get it right. If you don't for some reason, just know that it's because this soul star chakra is maybe blocked for whatever reason. And that can just be something as simple as... a bit like pile one, like eating healthily, creating a good environment around you, being mindful about not absorbing other people's energies, all of those kind of things. If you are some reason getting intuitive guidance which is taking you off piste, just know it's because this soul star chakra is just got a bit of interference, because there's something in your life that you just need to slightly purify, and that's very much the word, like purify. So you guys will be able to tap into your magical abilities and will become more successful in life when you really have like a really neat, tidy, almost like a Norwegian vibe kind of like place that you live in, whether it's your room, whether it's your work, like having things put away and just everything in its right place is really useful for you to being able to hear really clearly what is the next best step in your life, or who is in alignment with you and who is not, or how you can get further in alignment in your own life. That's something that you have a huge ability to do. You also have, and this is very much on a human type of level, you have, you're like very, very authentic. When you're in your highest potential, you're like super, super authentic. And I think this is partly how you understand what's the next best thing to always do. Because you're always so true to yourself, it means that you just vibrationally attract all the information, awareness, and even psychic insights you need, which is also in alignment with your true self. So you know what, I know that's not so much a magical ability, being authentic, but let's be honest, it's a fucking critically important ability as a human being, definitely to create a lot of success in your life, and particularly with, you know, just where everything's heading astrologically for the next 200 years, like authenticity is going to be key, because it comes through this very kind of like air kind of sign. And when you're authentic, this is when you're going to start downloading even more insights about how to move forward, what to do. And like I say, you'll just be drawing all of these powerful people that are in alignment with you. You know, really weirdly, and I really don't know why I'm getting this, because this is really nothing to do with the soul star chakra, but I mean, fair enough, because we're just channeling at this point. You guys also have this like real connections with kind of like a wolf energy, and like it, like silver moon keeps coming into me. Like I just can really like feel that you have this great ability to be part of a pack, but also do things individually on your own. And from a human level, again, this is like a very unique magical ability, because quite a lot of humans very much have this like herd mentality and they want to be a sheep, whereas that's not you at all. And actually you're like a natural born leader. Like you are a natural born leader. That's something that's within you. And the more that you tap into and follow your intuitive guidance that comes through this gold star above your head, the more that you will draw people to you. Because humans for some reason are just really drawn to people that are very, very certain in themselves. And you are a whole group of people that can be super certain. And even if you get it wrong, just the fact that you feel so confident and assured with the action that you take, and the fact that you know that even if you get something wrong, you can re-correct it and you can work with it and you can be adaptable, flexible and resourceful. This draws a lot of people into you. But what I do really have as well with this kind of moon and this wolf kind of energy for some reason, and you're really interesting, because what I'm getting is that you guys, if you had this wolf power animal, it actually sits on... It kind of like is in front of you. You've got this wolf power animal in front of you. And actually this is one of your unique magical abilities. It's the ability to really have a super deep, tight relationship with your power animal, and specifically this wolf power animal. So you know what, in meditation or anything like that, and read up about a wolf power animal, because there's something about this that is, it's like if you don't know what to do, you want to meditate and ask the wolf, and the wolf will be able to tell you. So you also have this, you have like a very natural ability to do with all things shamanic. So it's almost like maybe, in fact, I'm actually getting all of you were shamans in a past life. You have that innate understanding and ability to do with nature, to do with the like real, like, I don't know, like, this sounds weird to say it, but like the real kind of practical understanding about how shamanic stuff works and about just how energy works on the whole. And it's almost like you guys were very much born into this lifetime, and a certain event or something just triggered that insight within you, and then it started to cascade and just grow and just grow and just grow. So like I say, one of your unique magical abilities is you are a shaman, and you are a shaman with very little need to be attuned to it in any way in this lifetime. Just even reading a book or hearing somebody talk about it on YouTube is probably enough for you to start accessing even more of those unique abilities. So let me just tap into this a little bit more, because it's really interesting and it is different to the other two piles. Just give me 1 minute. So this is the thing, you guys also all of you, because we all have many different spirit guides, all of you that chose this pile have absolutely got a really significant spirit guide, which is, like a Native American. And this is where feathers and things like that probably really resonate with you in that kind of way. And so one of your unique magical abilities is that you have this great ability to actually chat not just to paranormals, but also spirit guides, if that was something that you're interested in. That's totally something that you guys can easily do if you're not already. And I think it's just about you trusting it at this point. Just need to trust that you can do it, and this will really start to play out for you. And this is probably as well why you guys, when you listen to your intuitive guidance, you just get things so bang on all of the time, because originally I thought it was because it was all coming from your soul star chakra, which it is, but it's also really coming from your paranormals, like your spirit guides. So whether you're aware of them or not, they're literally communicating to you in dreams, they're chatting to your subconscious, your unconscious, and some of you might even be aware of it consciously like I am. But that's a huge freaking gift and an amazing resource. So guys, maybe look at some more things to do with spirit guides and paranormals if that's not something you've developed so much, because this is a super powerful psychic resource that you have. And one way that some of you will probably, a good way for some of you guys to maybe start understanding when your spirit guides are chatting to you is, if you get like, so many people might think, when you just get thoughts in your head, realize some of those thoughts are from your spirit guides and your paranormals, and then it's just about over time and experience, learning how to differentiate between what are your thoughts, what is your paranormal's thoughts, what is your Native American's thoughts. Some of you guys also will have a very specific blue guide as well. So like a guide that could be male or female, and it's kind of like they have a blue glow around them. Some of you guys also have that. You've got quite a few different guides, and it's just about you starting to realise who is what and who says what. And that's a friggin' pimp resource. I love it. Let me just pull some more cards before we just go too far into all of that. Let's see what else we get here. So ooh. You guys are really interesting. Like, I don't know what it is about you, but I think you're quite fascinating to many people, and people are intrigued by you. And although that's not, you could actually say that's a human magical ability for sure. Like, there's something that's intriguing about you, and people want to know more. And it's not actually that you're being secretive or you're withholding stuff. It's just because you're very, very deep. And I think people just get a sense of like, and I suppose that comes through with you being so authentic. It just kind of really, really comes through. I'm just gonna feel, because this is the thing, you guys feel so different. Even just putting out the spread, I'm like intrigued, and I don't even know why. It must just be your guys' vibe. So let's just see what we get. So we get stillness, frog in the middle. I love that. I love the colours on that. And we get self-mastery. I think group 2 had self-mastery as their main one. Keeper of the light with a hummingbird. So you guys have got this is the thing, right? The paranormals are coming out already. And sacral chakra. Okay, so as well, like you guys have a real magical ability to do with like like tantra energy, so like sexual energy. So not just when you're having sex with your partner and you're super intimate and you're really connecting on a soul level, that has the ability to change your energy field massively, and also almost like, you know, I think it was you, we were just saying about being, you know, purifying is actually going to help you gain more insight. Something about that. Like, if you have sex with somebody that you're in a super deep connection with, and what I mean by that is like you connect physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically, it does something which kind of like purifies all your system and kind of like, I can't actually quite understand this, but it kind of does something to how all your chakras spin. Oh, fuck, I don't even know. It does something amazing, but mentally, it like changes how all your chakras spin, and then it like, just give me 1 minute, and then it just opens up like a huge funnel for downloads from cosmic consciousness to come into you. But then it also opens up a massive funnel below you, which allows you to manifest things within your physical reality. It's super, super cool. But also my guides are saying, like, you just have this potent ability with sexual energy anyway. And maybe this is what draws people to you as well, like the intriguing kind of side within you. Because actually you hold like... I don't know, it's like a blend of like water and fire energy, and it's like your energy field can dance with like extremes all of the time. And it's not like you bring extremes together and blend them, which was like pile number 2 that also got self-mastery. It's that you bring extremes together, and you're comfortable with extremes, and it's almost like you can hold this stillness which actually allows extreme parts within you and within life to kind of create like their own unique kind of pattern. And what my guides are showing me is like a vision of, you know, when you saw, I don't know if you've seen this, you probably have, where somebody wrote like a word and then put water on top, and then they saw how the water molecules changed, and so they put a positive word and then they did a negative word, and obviously the positive word was like beautiful shapes and the negative word was like negative shapes. Like, you have this ability to almost like, by bringing two opposing energies together and just letting them play and do what they want and not controlling it and not doing anything like that. So very much surrendering and flowing with the experiences life gives you and not getting freaked out by it. You're able to almost like just create huge shifts in your life rapidly on like a consciousness level, and you get huge breakthroughs. And maybe this is why as well people are intrigued by you, because not everybody is comfortable enough to sit, and it's not even like you just sit, it's like you play with these extremes as well. And like, this to me looks a bit like the hummingbird, and obviously we already talked about your ability as a shaman, and I suppose maybe that's why you can hold extremes in your reality, because in many ways like the shaman is not afraid of the bright, insane, intense light of the angels, but also the deep dark shadow of, say, like the entities. They can work with both energies and make it work for them, and they don't lose their identity, and basically they don't lose their shit to either, right, either extreme. And that's very much what you have. And you have that ability as the shaman within you, as a magical ability, but also as a human being on this very physical earth plane. I love it. I totally love it. But anyway, coming back to this, so a bit like with the hummingbird here, the hummingbird in shamanic story has the ability, it drinks sweetly, joyfully from the nectar of life, and it can basically do the impossible journey of travelling for thousands and thousands of miles as it migrates during seasons. And this is also an ability that you have. You have the ability to decide something and stick to it no matter what. And that's like a very awesome, like practical 3D reality magical quality that not everybody has. And that ability to stick through things no matter what, as well as to really embrace and play with extreme parts of life, actually means that you have this ability to experience so many things that so many humans don't even go close to, but become amazing stories. So on a human level, you can become an incredible storyteller. Like storytelling actually is something that you could access more in whatever is going on. So whether it's a relationship and you want to connect more to that person, like tell some stories, but some stories that are true but make them exciting. Like sharing parts of you and your life and your adventures really brings people to you and makes people connect to you. And then it makes people want to be a part of whatever it is that you are doing, which is great if you're trying to build a community or this is what I'm getting as well. Like you guys, you can be amazing on your own, but you become even more powerful when you work with others. And so many people want to work with you and collaborate with you. And you're the sort of person actually that could have like many different suitors interested in you. But what's so cool about you guys, and I'm really getting this, because you have this like real like deep sense of like integrity. You never take advantage of that. But that just makes you more appealing. So, yeah, you guys are just a really, really interesting pile. Just know as well with the sacral chakra here, as much as it's this amazing gift that you have with sexual energy in many different forms and that kind of like deep kind of like ability to create things from the ground upwards, or you create things from the bare bones upwards. Also know that it's just really important that you watch out for your sacral chakra being out of balance, because this chakra always needs to be balanced. So the things that you need to remember for this: if you are female, make sure that you have really good relationships with the females within your life, and very specifically your primary caregiver that was the feminine energy. So let's just say your mother. That's really, really important because it makes this healthy. Make sure that you also have a really healthy expression to do with food. That's always really healthy to do with this energy, and that works for both males and females, or male energy and female energy, okay? Also, you know what's really important for you guys is you need to always make sure that you are emotionally fulfilled. If you start to feel unemotionally fulfilled in a relationship or job or whatever it might be, you will start to potentially self-sabotage or destruct a little bit, and you have to be mindful of that because you have such potent, powerful energy. You can quickly, because you like dance with two extremes constantly, if you start to lose your footing, it can obviously become a bit catastrophic. So you just need to be mindful that that sacral chakra is in alignment. But obviously, having said that, even if you guys fuck up, you can always sort it out, because you just always know what to do deep down inside, and that even means when it goes wrong, you know how to correct it. So yeah, so ultimately you guys are always fine no matter what, which is awesome. Let's just check out these. So we had the 5 of Cups. I think pile number 2 also had that, so there might be something in there. Then we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, I know what this is completely. Let me just get this here. The Chariot. Oh, interesting. Pile 2. You're definitely getting pulled to pile number 2 as well. So far, that one, and that one all came out in pile number 2. Ah, and the Moon card. Ooh, I love this depiction on this one. It's really, really cool. Okay, let me just tap into what else you have. So interestingly, instantly what I got with these two here, and I think this is really important because it comes on a line down from this Soul Star chakra, is the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So, and this for me also really taps into the sacral energy, because the sacral chakra is very much the emotional energy, and that's why I mentioned about things need to feel emotionally fulfilling. That's really, really important. If you don't feel emotionally fulfilled, I do believe that you're more likely to go into kind of like a bit more of a down, kind of depressed kind of feeling. So that joy and that passion can quickly turn into the other way of like loss and regret and kind of shame. You guys have to watch out for shame. That's something that can come through for you guys when you're not balanced. So but you know what's so cool again? And this really is like an amazing magical ability as a human being. Even within your deep pain and suffering or really difficult parts of your life, it's almost like I'm really pulled to, I don't know if you can see it here, that little drop that's coming out of this water. And she's kind of looking at the drop. So it's like even when things do get like unbalanced and like the water's coming out, you can somehow still access intuitive insights. Oh, that's it. Allow yourself to get super emotional about things, whether that's angry, whether that's tearful, whatever it might be, because if you do that with the intent of finding a resolution to whatever caused you to be angry or emotional upset, you will always get a huge psychic download of exactly what it is that you need to know and understand to change whatever is going on. And that's a really powerful ability. And you have that ability because you can, once again, do this thing of like dancing, almost being in the eye of the storm with the stillness card here, being in the eye of the storm while basically just not losing your shit. And therefore you're able to work with highly intense emotions and situations. And while with lots of people it might frazzle them and they become like a wreck, you're able to work with that energy and gain powerful psychic intuitive insights which will pull you forward. So what I think is just really, just to sum up that, to be clear, because this is really, really useful for you guys, particularly with the energy that you hold, and even really with the moon card here, and this ability to self-reflect and the self-mastery. And all these colours of like purple, kind of, you're really, and with the shaman thing, you're really, really tapped into your own spirituality, like naturally. And you have, like I say, this ability of, if you feel really angry or upset about something, allow it to happen, but do it knowing that this is almost like creating, it's creating so much energy within you that it kind of like, I know, it's like a storm. And basically when you allow yourself to get really upset or angry about whatever it is, and you allow the process to happen, but with the intention that you want to gain some powerful, potent insight by the end of kind of this emotional release, it's like you get a lightning bolt of awareness about something, which is exactly what you need to know to move you forward. So you have this ability to create lightning within your own storm of emotion, and that lightning is kind of like the eureka moment which gives you the psychic insight, and then it's just about you taking action off that. That's categorically what I get there. And I also feel like this as well with the Chariot. This is just you being able to, I suppose like the shaman really, like you're able to, without realising it, like channel energy, and not just your own energy, but you can use the forces of nature in a way to like channel your energy into things. But then you also have to be aware that every force of nature is also within you, and it's that understanding that every force of nature is within you, and you're not afraid of those extremes within you. Like, you're not afraid of being angry, you're not afraid of being super upset, like all of these things. It allows you to then be able to tap into these energies outside of you and use them in a super creative way. I love it. It's so cool. But definitely sacral chakra. If you feel things are getting chaotic, definitely do some meditations on your sacral chakra. And like I say, just work on those things that we discussed to do with that, because it will allow you to tap into this shamanic power within you even more potently. Now, this is just a card just for you to interpret with your own psychic resources. So I'll pull one out, and then, you just get whatever insights you get to do with what we just talked about. Oh, nice. So we talked about lightning, and look at that. There's lightning there. Anyway, and another paranimal, the eagle. So interesting. You got basically the hummingbird and the eagle, 2 out of 4 super potent energies in shaman. But anyway, sorry, I'm speaking. Father sky, trust in the unknown. So I hope that was useful for you. If you need, just pause this now because you can see a bit more. I just want to tell you one more thing because it was coming in. Just as I was being silent, just like staring at the images here, I was getting like loads of different shapes were coming in and blending. And I just know that you have this ability to, if you want to see energy or if you want to see something deeper, just almost relax your gaze and just totally relax your gaze and don't really focus on anything, and you'll start to see shapes and figures and stuff come in, and the more you play with that, the stronger it will get. And that's definitely an ability you have. You also have the ability to stare in your eyes in the mirror and see different parts of yourself and past lives. That's really cool as well. Anyway, I hope that was useful. If you like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Write any comments down below about whatever you find about the reading. You can also find me on Instagram on Abigail Grace 2311. I just post lots of psychic stuff there. I also have another YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic, where I post lots of different videos about tapping into your own psychic resources. And if you would like a private reading from me, I'm just doing my website, so just email me on this address and we can get something sorted. But other than that, just enjoy this potent, powerful energy you have as like this shaman. Like, work with your spirit guides, work with your power animals, work with your sacral chakra, use your intense emotions to get huge, massive breakthroughs. I mean, there's just so many awesome things here, and always stay authentic, because it's like a superpower that you have as a human being, and people love you for it, and they're intrigued by it, and they're blown away by it. And remember, storytelling is something you can access in whatever it is you're doing, relationship, job, even if you're like somebody that just, I don't know, you do something like, I don't know, you have to lay pictures to people to do with, I don't know, a product. Like, if you bring storytelling into whatever this is, you're going to have people like captivated. So yeah, enjoy, play with it. See you soon. Bye. Hi guys, this is everybody that chose pile number 4 is holding the information for your unique magical abilities. So let's just have a look here. So this is the dream shield. So obviously, first of all, what I'm getting anyway is that dreams are super, super powerful for you. And if you haven't accessed them, start accessing them, because they really are one of your unique magical abilities. I do think a lot of you are either starting to become aware of your dreams and are using your dreams, but there's so much more that you can get out of them. Like, absolutely epic. In the beginning introduction, I mentioned that I did a video with the Psychic Witch, and in that video we do talk about dreams, so you might find that really useful. But essentially, you're somebody that can use dreams on multiple different levels and in very, very specific ways. But the one thing I do want to say that's coming through so, so strongly is that you're somebody in dreams and also out of dreams that can really see into the future, and like, you have a real, real powerful ability to do this. So some of your dreams really are premonitions of the future, and sorry, let me see what I'm getting here. And you're able to as well start realising that your dreams can be lucid, so when you're awake within the dream and you can control it. Some dreams will be your subconscious, conscious or unconscious mind chatting to you. Some of them will be your spirit guides chatting to you. Some of you guys as well, lots of you will be out of body travellers, so like astral projectors when you are dreaming. Obviously we all do this anyway, but I'm actually getting that you do some very specific, unique things. And actually some of you, this is really, really cool, are actually death doulas. And what a death doula is you might go to sleep and then you come out of your body and then you help souls transition from the earthly realm back into the spirit form. And I'm getting real tingles over my body when I say that, because that's like a super powerful thing to be able to do. And I'm also getting, for a lot of you as well, you're actually birth doulas, but again in the spirit realm. So you'll be sleeping and then you'll go out of body and then you will be chatting to babies just before they start, just before they come into the earthly plane, like just before you like talk to them before the baby then begins the contractions, which starts the whole process. So you're kind of there like, I don't know if you're reassuring them, like you're going through things with them. I don't know, it's all really different. And my guides have never actually shown me that before, so this is new to me, but that's something that you do. And because of this, you also have this really great ability to do with endings and beginnings. So actually there's something about you that just from a human level, people actually find very, very what's the word, like reassuring, and you feel really safe and protective, and maybe you'll find quite a few people are drawn to you because there's something about you that feels very like complete. Because you know, when I see for some reason with you endings and beginnings, I don't feel it like here's the beginning and then here's the end. I feel like with you guys it's like here's the beginning and then it goes in a circle and then here's the end. And I know that might sound quite abstract, but there's just something that's very like complete and whole about you. And partly that is because you have this unique magical ability to be death doulas and birth doulas within your dream time. And some of you won't even know that you're doing it. But it just gives you this kind of like gravitas feeling in physical reality to other people. like you just literally feel like you're somebody that can seriously hold space for people. And that's not just something that then you do in kind of like the magical realms, as it were, in dream time, but you can also really do that in physical 3D reality. And also the other thing that I'm really getting with this too, oh wait, this is really cool. I'm also getting for some of you, why you have this great ability as well, what we're talking about, to like see into the future, is because in past lives lots of you were the mystic of the tribe or whatever it might be, so you were always seeing into the future and doing stuff like that. But really, really cool, and my guides haven't shown me this before, like however many, like I don't know, however far into the future, like however many other lifetimes into the future, you are actually a group of souls that in some way, whether it's by 6 degrees of separation or whatever, you work with each other to, wait one second, let me just get this exactly right. You work with each other to almost create some form of artificial intelligence that can see into the future. That's so freaking cool. And obviously I don't know how many lifetimes that is into the future, but like almost your ability as a seer and a tribe as the past is now something that you can kind of like build on in this lifetime now, like with your dream times and things like that. And then because you'll have a lifetime of becoming amazing at that this time round, then in one of your other previous, like future carnations, you then have the ability to somehow create that through an artificial intelligence form. But it's not like a robot. I'm seeing something that's like super kind of fluid. It almost looks a bit like a spirit guide, to be honest, but it's not. So anyway, that's really bizarre, but that's what I'm getting. The other thing that I'm also really getting that you have is, I think because you can see into the future, is so you do need to trust what you feel is going to happen in the future as well. But anyway, one of the reasons why you have a magical ability to see into the future is because as a human being, you're really able to see like the complete perspective. Like you can see things from almost like the bird's eye view, and you, in your highest potential, like you just don't have any form of judgment within you whatsoever. It's almost just like you appreciate all the different things around you in the many different forms. I suppose you can see beauty in a way that not everybody can see beauty. And I'm also really getting that if you guys have a real thing to do with sacred geometry, and it's kind of like, just give me a minute. It's kind of like this. You guys have got this crazy thing in your energy field to do with sacred geometry, and sacred geometry for somehow allows really complex ideas and complex energy to get distilled into almost like a simple yet beautiful pattern. And that's kind of why you can see into the future, because for some reason you have so much information coming through to you on like a psychic level, a lot of it that you're not even aware of and you don't need to be aware of. It's coming in unconsciously, but that then gets filtered through your system and it becomes like coherent, valuable information and insight that comes through as seeing into the future. And my guides are saying like it is really complex to describe how somebody sees into the future, but like something to do with sacred geometry is a part of that. And so actually for you guys to enhance your abilities and just your natural frequency within you is drawing sacred geometry, having a picture of sacred geometry in your house, meditating with sacred geometry. I don't know anything about that. We'll just do something unconsciously to you which will help to enhance the very core of who you are. Which is totally awesome. I'm really loving this on so many different levels. It's super, super cool. And I'm also getting as well that because you guys can hold, sorry, I don't know if I've said this, because you guys can hold space at either extremes, because of the fact that you are doulas out of body, you actually have this amazing energy that makes you feel like super potent and like, you have like gravitas and people feel safe and protected when they're near you. So you will draw many people to you that feel vulnerable in some way because they really feel like you can offer a safe space for like difficult times or situations. In that kind of way, you kind of have like a real bear energy to you, like a real protective bear energy. So for some of you, you will have a significant power animal that's a bear, and I'm seeing that that bear is stands behind a lot of you. But anyway, let's just see what else we get. Right. Sorry, that was like, it was, I don't know, I just was learning things that I'd never even heard about, some of those things there. I'd heard about death doulas, but not birth doulas in that way, out of body. And that's sacred geometry thing, so sorry if it was a little bit disjointed, because it was kind of like surprising me. But I guess that's also something to do with you anyway, like you're quite surprising to many people. Whoa. Oh wow, record keeper, third eye. So yeah, also what I'm getting with this is, for some of you, it's really, really useful for you to have like a dream catcher in your bedroom at night, because I know dream catchers are often used to capture bad dreams, and you guys don't have to worry about that. It's not really something you have to worry about. That's not really something that you work with within dreams. But what dream catchers will do is, for some reason, a bit like a sacred geometry pattern, only not, they activate something again within you, like we just talked about before with these sacred geometry patterns. But this time it kind of like, when you're sleeping, it kind of opens you up to like the Akashic records, so the space where anything and everything exists, and that's something that's really powerful. So you guys have a great affinity with the Akashic records, and if that's not something you've looked at, definitely look at it, because you can receive so much from there. You can also do healing, you can do manifesting in your Akashic records. Totally look into that, it's going to be really important. But the other really cool thing that I'm getting that it does is, while you sleep, and I know that this one here says there's your record keeper one. I know this one here says third eye chakra, but what my guides are saying is it's not actually your third eye chakra, it's your 12th chakra. Just there isn't a card for that, so they pulled out that one. But anyway, your 12th chakra is, you have 7 chakras on your body and around about 5 chakras off your body, and then there's many other chakras too, but for the importance of this, we're just going up to your 12th. The 12th chakra on everybody, my guides show me, is very unique and different, shape, size, the way it moves, the way it works. But basically, it is a chakra that gets activated when somebody is activating and actually doing their highest potential through a very specific skill or ability that they have. It opens up this 12th chakra, which then channels like crazy information from the Akashic records, and my guides say somewhere else that us humans don't even know about and nobody's talked about. And there's something about you having a dream catcher in your bedroom at night that helps you access the Akashic records through working with your 12th chakra. So I know that's like pretty whoa, but that's definitely what happens. It's very, very cool. My guides are also saying that you guys actually could be really good tarot readers, or you could be really good astrologers or anything like that, because you have this ability to work with these unseen patterns within physical reality, which kind of come in your dream time through like symbolism and sacred geometry just working on you energetically. You'll actually also very much be able to intuitively read tarot and astrology. So if that was something that you wanted to do, then yep, you can totally do that. I'm also getting as well that you guys could be really good channelers, because quite in the exact same way, channeling is taking information that nobody can see, nobody can understand, and somehow without even thinking, translate it into coherent information, which is exactly what the other person needs to hear and relates to something. You have that ability. It's like you just have this ability to take the complete intangible and turn it into a coherent frequency, which is completely in alignment with whatever is going on or with whatever another human being needs to hear. And just as I said that, like all the light like flickered as in through my consciousness. And I just know that that means this is a super powerful thing that you can do, and you can access it even more than what you're already doing. For some reason, I just want to put one in the middle there. Now, let's just see, pull a few of these. Sorry, I'm just like getting a few things, but I don't know where to start. Just give me a minute. So I'm getting that you guys are quite old souls, but you've experienced quite a range of different things, not just in the physical earth plane, but just in other realities as well. And that's one of the reasons why you're able, again, to take the intangible, like sacred geometry that nobody can see, and even you won't necessarily be aware that you're seeing it, but your energy field is seeing it, interpreting it, and then turning it into useful information. And you'll be able to use that in so many different ways. Let's just see what else you get. Sacred Serpent, Grandmother Moon. every pile but pile number 3 has had grandmother moon, which is really interesting. Then we have 3 of cups, we have 2 of wands. Oh, nice, we have the wild card, and we have the page of swords. So just give me a minute while I just channel into this. You know, in all honesty, because this is like right at the bottom, the base, and it kind of feels like things are coming out like that, and then things are coming from the top here, I do feel that for whatever reason, the more harmony you have with your own feminine energy, so that would be like your creativity, your nurturing, your psychic senses, your connection, your relating to people, the more in alignment that you are with that, the more powerful the psychic resources are that we've currently talked about will be. It is really, really important. And actually, once again, I can't remember which pile it was. Maybe it was pile number 2, you're really, really affected by the cycles of the moon. And I really think you should pay attention and maybe have a dream journal to see if you get a specific type of dream that always comes through during each of the 8 moon cycles. Because I think that will be something that then you can utilise to give you very specific information for whatever is going off in your life. And it will just take a little bit of time, obviously, to collect that data, but my guides are saying it will be infinitely useful in so many different ways, and in actually very practical ways that give you leverage in your own life. I do really feel like pile, I can't remember which pile it was, maybe pile number 3 was like the shaman, but you feel very specifically like a healer. And that must also be this thing about you feeling very like you hold a great space, like you help people in transitions. Like there's something about you which is, you have a very natural healing aura. So I'm seeing a lot of you that have this really nice like green energy field, but with some like soft pink in it as well. But I'm actually seeing that at the core of you also have like a real like bright orange centre. And that must come back again once again to the creativity and things like that. So maybe just have a play around and see what your heart chakra's like and what your sacral chakra's like, because I do feel like for you a lot of your psychic energy and ability comes from having a balanced heart chakra and a balanced sacral chakra, and that's something about you as well that has this real amazing feminine energy vibe. But I am also getting that for a lot of you that chose this pile, you've probably had to work through quite a lot of I don't know, like just like quite a lot of different intense situations or emotions and feelings have come up through your mother, or the lineage of your mother, or your primary caregiver, which was a feminine energy. But I do feel like because this sacred serpent is in the centre, I just feel like you've probably already done a lot of that. But it's something that you probably always just have to be mindful of, and that each layer that you do, where you heal and integrate even more and more of this, the more and more powerful your psychic and healing abilities become. Because it's almost like my guides are showing me that it kind of like it purifies your energy field, and it makes you a more clear vessel for like I say, this channeling ability that you have, this channeling of like cosmic consciousness in both like the Akashic records, in also dream time, through like your 12th chakra, and also just through really I don't know, it's like being so aware of the natural rhythms and cycles. You have this natural attunement to, well, I suppose it makes sense if you're a death doula as well as a birth doula. You have this innate understanding about cycles of life. And so I suppose you have, on a human level, an ability to, that's probably as well why you can see into the future, because you have a natural ability to understand what's coming next, because it's part of the flow of life. So I think you really have to trust your understanding of patterns and cycles. And if you haven't already, that's something that you can tap into even more. Just let me tap into these ones on the side here. What I can tell you instantly with this is the wild card, right? Which is nothing, basically. It's just like a card. I can hardly speak on that bit. Clearly my throat chakra's getting tightened, because actually what I was going to say was, I know that this is just, there's not something I can tell you. There's something I can't tell you to do with your magical abilities, because it's actually for you to uncover. But I think it's just about staying open to that mystery and knowing that it's going to come in, and it will come in as a result as well of listening to this reading, and it's going to activate it, and your guides and your dreams will bring it to you at the right moment. So there's something really, really behind the veil for you, but that makes sense because obviously a lot of your magical abilities is this ability to work behind the veil in dream time. But also I think this is the other thing for you to be aware of. Whatever is currently going off in your life physically to do with relationships, job, money, whatever, I think you just need to understand that if you look at the cycle, you'll understand the pattern, and so you can predict what's coming next. That's really important. If you can see the pattern, the cycle, and you can predict what's coming next, but you don't like what's coming next, or that's not what you want, what you then have to do is you have to go back and work out what cycle or pattern you need to start creating to create the future that you do want. And that's something very, very specific to what's going off right now. And it's almost like by you writing it down, because I don't know if you can see here, this person's like writing stuff down, it will really, really help consolidate and bring more information to you. And you'll almost start channeling yourself for what you need to do next to create what it is that you want. So you have this ability to channel not just for other people, but for yourself. And you have this ability to kind of like, it's like write your own story. Like obviously we all have that ability, but it's like particularly powerful within you. And I do think, so whatever you write down, it holds a particularly powerful charge, and I don't know why, but it's also, it needs to be written more than like typed onto the computer. And I also don't know why that is either, but my guys are just saying that's really significant on like an energetic level. So just be mindful of that also. Have a look at these two here. I think as well, you actually naturally have a really, really solid base chakra. But my guides are also saying, because that's the red chakra at the base of you, but my guides are also saying that your earth star chakra, which is your 10th chakra, which can often look like a silver star below your feet or like a torus field of energy, is like naturally really advanced. And that's one of the reasons why you are able to go out of body in dream time. And it's also why you're able to handle beginnings and endings, both in dream time, to do with helping with being a death doula and a birth doula, but also to do with like in your own life, you're really good at handling transitions and creating what it is that you want through a transition point, because you have such a powerful earth star chakra which really anchors you into the core of the earth, so you feel very, very stable and solid. And it's kind of like I'm getting like a really strong Taurus archetype vibe. So not that you're Taurus in any way, but just that it's an energy frequency that you have which actually helps you. It's almost like you become like this super powerful like magnet almost, which is partly why you can channel so much information and you can pull so much like of these untangible psychic patterns of sacred geometry into coherent messages and understandings and awarenesses in this reality. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link below for the Taurus highest potential archetype from a See It Like a Psychic channel, because that's kind of what you do. You do this on an energetic level, but because whatever you do on an energy level, you also do on a very earthly physical level. So you have a great ability to create huge amounts of stable resources, and you're like very powerful manifestors by being so stable, kind of on a physical energetic level, but with your mind and emotions you're actually quite fluid. And there's something about that combination which makes you very attractive to other people, and also just makes you somebody, like I say, that feels very protective and stable. You feel really, really stable. And that's something that you can tap into and grow even more. And I just think the more that you work on making things stable in your life, the more that you're going to bring like just like a lot of joy and happiness to you. Because I can see with the sacred serpent in the middle, you'll have definitely gone through quite a few challenging situations, but I feel like the more you tap in and listen to your dreams and follow the omens, as it were, the more stable you become. And the more that you really start attracting the exact reality that you want, because the Three of Cups I'm just reading here is just kind of like just a lot of connection, it's a lot of enjoyment, it's like having a great time basically. And also that Taurus archetype vibe that I'm kind of getting that you have on this psychic type of level, it is, it does enjoy luxury, it does enjoy great things. And in all honesty, you know, being like a death and a birth doula on a soul level, that's like a really intense job. And the universe, if it hasn't already, absolutely wants to reward you and wants to just say thank you in a very physical way, which means that you can have and reap the rewards of lots of things on a very financial or a very physical level of whatever it is that you would like. But it is about appreciating your amazingness in this and what an incredible thing that you do on like a soul and human level. Because honestly, to help people go through that transition of like, you know, like dying, but also to help souls go through the transition of being born, it's like huge. It is huge. And it's why I'm getting tingles again on my body. And I'm not even sure that you guys just realise how much you are valued by the entire human race, because not everybody signs up to do that, because not everybody can hold that kind of thing at all. But you guys absolutely can. And like I say, the universe, if it hasn't already, absolutely wants to shower you with gifts of appreciation. And the more that you can appreciate that you are amazing and you are this awesome person, while also obviously doing all of the things that we've talked about, the more that you'll like receive all of those rewards. And actually, that's a really specific message, because I didn't really get anything like that on any of the other piles. So I just feel like one of the unique magical abilities that you have is actually that the universe very specifically just wants to say thank you to you. And I know that that's not like a magical ability, but it's like a super magical gift almost. Like you're massively appreciated. Oh, that just feels... Once again, you guys are surprising. You've surprised me with the message, but that's really, really nice. Anyway, now let's choose a wild card just for you guys to interpret with your own psychic resources to add on top of all of this. Let's see what you get. Oh wow, what did I say about protective energy? So protective guardian. Just going to leave that there. So pause this video if you need to, if you want to just stare at that card to get any more messages from it. Like I say, you have some really specific, unique gifts and this great ability with your dreams and to see into the future and to really hold like a real space with people, but tap into the Akashic records and be a channeler and use tarot and do astrology. I mean, you guys have got so many. So enjoy. And obviously, if you guys know what this is, this wild card, whenever it comes to you about what this additional thing is, definitely leave a comment below, because I'd totally love to know what it is. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Instagram on Abigail Grace 2311. I post lots of psychic stuff there. I also have the other YouTube channel, See It Like a Psychic, which I'll leave the link below for the Taurus archetype, so you can start to get an idea as well about what we talked about with that. And if you'd like a private reading from me, I'm just doing my website at the moment, so just email me on this address and we can sort out reading. But other than that, I mean, just thanks for doing this friggin' amazing job that you do with your unique magic abilities in Dreamtime. It's like truly awesome, and it's very special, because really not everybody can do that. And not at all. I can honestly tell you I would really find that difficult to do, but obviously you guys nail it, and I mean, big respect and appreciation. So enjoy being so awesome. Bye.